Hi, I'm Daniel Gouly. I'm a composer, clarinetist and visual artist and a Making Tracks alumni of 2020. In my work, I often explore the ways in which technology and traditional music can work together to create interesting new sounds. Often, musicians can feel quite overwhelmed by not knowing where to start with music technology, so in this video, I thought I'd just give you a little introduction to one easy way of using Ableton that I think can still create wonderfully interesting and complex sound worlds, just by using a microphone and Ableton's sampler instrument. Although we might think of using loops and beats when we talk about sampling, sampling can also be used to create new instruments that can go really well with all sorts of different types of music, including traditional music. If we open up a new project, we can see here that I've just recorded a range of sounds using some of the instruments that I play. We've got some gong sounds, a little bit of piano, and even some Foley type sounds. They're natural sounds of my everyday life. I recorded these into Ableton using a combination of both a normal mic running through my audio interface and my dictaphone. So that means you really don't need much gear to get started with this, regardless of the kinds of YouTube videos that you might see. Once we've collected all our sounds together, we can drag and drop them into a sampler instrument. They can be now played by MIDI information from a keyboard or directly from your laptop with something that you've programmed. If we look at the sampler here, we can see that all these sounds are now layered up together in a single instrument. So when I press a note, they're all triggered at once. We can also change their relative pitches and control numerous parameters. For example, if they are looped, when we hold down a note, they'll play continuously. While if we click on reverse here, we can radically change the timbres of the sounds by playing them backwards. Ableton Sampler is a powerful instrument that allows us to shape our sounds in a variety of different ways. For example, its filter can, in this case, remove the higher parts of the frequency spectrum to make things sound like they might be underwater. We can also use the filter in different ways to remove the lower parts of the frequency spectrum. In the modulation section, when I click here, we can also use different waves to control different parameters inside of the sampler, manipulating them to create very complex sounds. Here, however, I'm mainly using a simple sine wave to subtly modulate the filter, so that each key press sounds a little bit different. This is important because it gives our sound a more living, breathing, almost acoustic quality and keeps any listener interested by constantly changing things. Next, at the end of the sampler, to its right, I've added some reverb and some delay, and also two additional frame drum parts. Even these couple of elements sound wonderfully cinematic together. So to play us out, I'll add some bass clarinet. But before I do, thanks so much for sticking around for this video, and I hope it inspires you to start playing around with music technology and exploring the way it can augment whatever kind of music it is that you like to play.